Hey folks, I'm Ray Latif, the managing editor of BevNet, and we are at BevNet Live Summer 2018, and you're watching the Livestream studio. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for a lot of great interviews, conversations with the amazing industry folks that are making this industry so great. Thank you so much to our Livestream sponsors, Archer Daniels Midland and Zuckerman Honickman. Our first guest of the lunch hour, that is Marty Wall, who's the president of BrewDr Kombucha. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me today, Ray.
How's your BevNet Live experience going?
It's going great. It was good. I got in last night, and I'm excited to be here today.
You got in last night. That's a long trip from the West Coast. Yes, you guys are based in the Oregon, the state of Oregon, that is.
We're based in Portland, Oregon, and
So you've been around for 12 years, and in the last 2 years, BrewDr has been growing like crazy. I mean, you guys have been on fire in pretty much every market that you're in. And to help manage that growth, you were recently elevated to the role of president of the company in March. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Tell us a little about what your day-to-day responsibilities are now that you have this position.
So I was originally brought in about 20 months ago to really focus on building out our sales and marketing organization, and we got some great people in place and added to the team and started building out our distributor network and growing our national accounts. And as we started to do that, we saw some other opportunities within our company to really grow and build some great infrastructure. And so I've been elevated into a role where I can focus more on some of the operational issues and supply chain logistics, as well as managing the sales and marketing.
And one of the big initiatives for this year is right in front of you, and that was your cans. These were introduced at Expo West 2018, yes?
Yes.
And this is a big project for you guys. Why are cans so important to you, and why could they be such a game changer for the kombucha category?
Well, it's really important, Ray, when we look at this, to really think through who our consumers are and what's happening with our brand from their perspective, and we're really excited about the opportunity to be more active with our consumers. We look at beverages as being very occasion-based, and we wanted to increase the number of occasions for our consumers and really get out and be more active with them. So we're thinking hiking, we're thinking beaches, we're thinking camping, hauling in, hauling out. We also know that cans from a carbon footprint standpoint can be very sustainable for us, which is important to our mission.
I mean, it was really interesting. I mean, it's a pretty big move from your stubby bottle, which we have right here. I'm sure you'll see that a little bit closer. I mean, well, you can probably find these anywhere in New York City if you're watching in the New York City area. So, you know, what kind of issues, what kind of challenges was it like working with cans? I mean, did you run into some problems with the liquid itself and putting it in that package?
You know, we did a lot of research. We have a technical director who's a food scientist on staff, and then we worked with some the high-end can companies. We're working with Crown to source our cans and talk through what the best solution for us was, and to make sure that we're scientifically sound and really food safe. So we're excited about the opportunity to be there, but we did a lot of homework on the front end.
Yep. Now the cans are launching nationally at Whole Foods this month, correct?
Well, they technically launch in mid-July.
Okay.
So July 9th is our big national launch with Whole Foods, and we're going to go into all 11 divisions with 3 of our flavors. Our Clear Mind, our Mint Lemonade, and our Love are coming out in 4-packs.
So how long, is it an exclusive, or how long is the exclusive for, if it is?
It's an exclusive for 90 days.
Okay. And so after the 90 days, what are you targeting in terms of channels? Are you trying to stay in natural, go to conventional? It feels like these have a great opportunity in food service and C-stores.
Yeah, so we're focused on food service. We definitely believe that conventional grocery is a great opportunity for us, especially with the 4-pack. What we found when we were doing some research and looking at the data was that our shoppers were buying multiples. So we know that our consumers are buying two to three at a time at a minimum, and so what we're finding is that we felt like a multi-pack and a multi-serve was important for us to launch. So in October of last year, we launched a 32-ounce multi-serve, And then in July of this year, we'll officially launch with Whole Foods our multi-pack. And we think that multi-pack is going to fit really well.
In terms of food service, which you touched on, where do you see the biggest opportunity? Is it sort of in fast casual restaurants? Is it at schools? Where are you seeing the biggest opportunity?
Well, we're seeing it in a number of places. So the biggest opportunity that we've seen or the biggest customers that we've seen from a retail perspective have been in airports and in hospitals. We haven't really crossed over into schools much, but we're on a bunch of college campuses and in and around the C-stores in those areas. But from a food service perspective, we also have quick service restaurants, especially in the Pacific Northwest, where they know our brand. They've really put us into those cold cases as a grab and go, which fits really well with that single bottle. So that has worked well. But we're also about 7% of our business is being done in draft.
Wow!
And draft has become a very important piece for us. So people are taking growlers home, but they're also drinking them right on site. And so we're seeing that in tap rooms and some of our craft beer friends in the community, as well as in grocery stores as take-home.
So with tap, is it primarily in the Pacific Northwest at this point, and are you looking to expand that part of your business elsewhere?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that question, because what we've been really looking for is a great route to market. So there are some distributors that focus on draft, like Kombucha on Tap in Southern California, but we're also working with independent beverage distributors in the DSD network, like Columbia Distributing is a longtime partner, and then we're going to launch draft with Big Geyser here soon.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, I know they're a big partner of yours with the bottles at this point. That's interesting. I gotta ask Jerry about that, because I don't think they normally work with kegs, do they?
They haven't started working with kegs, but Jerry and I have been talking about it, and I'm actually coming back to town in a couple weeks to really talk about how we're going to launch draft with them, and we're excited to do it.
Well, Jerry's a great guy. He's also a very wise man. If any of you caught the semifinals of the New Beverage Showdown this morning, he was just fantastic on stage.
Yeah, he's great. He's a really great partner to work with.
Yeah, definitely. So, it's funny. I love kombucha. I think if anyone sees any of the Instagram posts that anyone from BevNet, posts, it's just like we can't understand why people don't like kombucha, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. I'm curious. Do you know what the household penetration is for the category at this point?
I don't know the answer to that question, but we did do some research that was done in late 2016. And the purchase intent and category awareness was extremely low.
Yep.
We were looking at purchase intent numbers over a 90-day period that were below 4%. And so when you think of that, from our perspective, we just think it's about awareness. So what we've been doing is plowing a tremendous amount of our investment dollars back into sampling. So we're doing that with special events, but also in-store sampling, and just trying to do our part within the kombucha category to generate awareness.
So is that really what it's about at this point, is getting trial and getting to trial, or is there an opportunity to go a little bit more broad with traditional sorts of marketing and advertising?
Well, we started because we weren't capable of doing anything else. We started by just driving trial through sampling, and we're starting to really invest now in our digital space and some of the other traditional media. But this game, from my perspective, is about awareness and points of difference within the category, and then building up the kombucha category overall and doing our part. And so from that perspective, we won't be able to get away from sampling anytime soon. We think that's a real winner for us within the beverage space.
Well, they say it takes a village, right? But I got to think that you guys are still really ambitious and want to be, the top-selling kombucha brand in America. What would it take for you guys to get there?
Well, that's an interesting question. GT's has a 20-year head start on
Sure.
everyone else, and they've done a really great job of being category leaders and continuing to innovate and grow. Our goal is to do the best job we can for our company and continue to grow share in the marketplace and become a different beverage company. We're also all about tea.
Right.
So if you think about our company, Matt Thomas, our founder, started the company by opening tea shops, and So our kombucha business came from our tea business, and we're a little bit different than some of the other beverage players from that perspective. And then we also have some innovation where we run a spirits business.
Right.
So we actually we use a vacuum distillation process to remove the ethanol from our kombucha, and then we take that byproduct and then redistill it into a line of spirits. And because we've been able to do that, we really look at ourselves as a broader player and also an innovator within the tea space.
All things I agree with.
Yeah.
Matt, this has been, Matt. Marty, this has been really, really great. Really appreciate you taking the time. Good luck in the future. I'm excited to see those cans in the on the market. So yeah, great job.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.